evening and welcome to Business PNG, your weekly look at business news and updates. A Chamber of Commerce is a voluntary organization established to promote civic, commercial, industrial, and agricultural progress in the community it serves. Chambers of Commerce are essential to the economic growth of our communities. The recently re-established Young Port Moresby Chamber of Commerce and Industry aim to achieve just this through the next generation of business and civic leaders, taking the mantle from their parent chamber, the Port Moresby Chamber of Commerce and Industry. The Young Port Moresby Chamber of Commerce and Industry has set its sights on astronomical heights to groom a generation of business and civic leaders. The Chamber, which is a subcommittee of the Port Moresby Chamber of Commerce and Industry, hosted a networking event recently, allowing its members to network with each other, as well as to learn and interact with guest speakers from the Badili Club and business leaders in their own rights, Peter Aitzi and Mary John. The Chamber was established to bring young people from different professions living in Port Moresby together, and to create a wider network for young professionals to develop themselves in their respective careers. The Chamber's president, Christopher Affleck, wants to see the Chamber becoming a uniting force for change amongst young professionals.
Essentially what we decided is we picked from sort of business plans and work that had been done in the past by other iterations of the Young Chamber, and we picked three main fundamental sort of aims. One was the facilitation of networking and personal development, the other was community relations, and the third was social welfare. And what we're looking to do is, under those three sort of foundations, key foundations, we want to build programs suited to what we feel we can achieve with the resources we have at hand, but programs that can bring a benefit to our membership base under those three main headings. So at the moment what we're doing is, as we are relatively fresh, getting together with the working committee and now a whole group of new fresh members that have come in and gotten involved and sort of lay a forum down to develop those programs that we want to achieve in 2015, and at the same time muster up the people who have shown commitment to get involved and take ownership over those programs. So it's not just about us, it's about the wider membership base getting involved together to achieve these things.
With young people graduating by the thousands from tertiary institutions annually and establishing their professional careers, avenues such as the Young Chamber are vital in helping new graduates establish networks and facilitate their personal development, as well as provide a platform for mentoring.
A young professional we sort of define as aged between 25 and 35. That seems to be our sort of catchment target audience, and they need to be people that are looking to invest in their personal development. They're aspiring to be these future leaders that we're trying to groom, at the same time, what we expect is a real vested interest in the future prosperity of Port Moresby, the city and the communities we live in. They have to have that kind of ethos. That's what we expect from our members.
Peter Aitzi, one of the guest speakers at the event and country manager for Newcrest Mining, challenged those present to set clear professional goals and work towards it. He said while it is important for young people to achieve those professional goals, it is equally important also to balance one's social and family life. He stated that neither should suffer if one learns to properly balance all aspects of one's life. On her part, Mary John, BSP's company secretary, shared with the young members lessons she would have told her 25-year-old self.
I want to encourage everyone to live a positive life, look at opportunities to improve yourself, improve and engage in other opportunities that you think can advance yourself, but also, take in mind and bear in mind about yourself and where you are and where you think you're going.
With a dedicated and organized committee heading the chamber, the future looks bright for many of the young members.
We've only gone so far to get the message out and to recruit membership. We've already had what we would consider a good response, and we're learning, and we'll learn how to leverage those stakeholders that you mentioned in the economy, and also we will learn how to make it more applicable to people, more attractive to people. to get more value out of the Young Chamber of Commerce.
After the break, we revisit the country's industrial hub, Lae City, and the considerable rapid transformation it is undertaking. In just a little over 2 years, Lae, the country's industrial hub and economic center in the making, is developing rapidly. The roads are being upgraded, the port is being extended, and businesses are expanding swiftly. On the 18th of this month, the National Executive Council will hand down the 2015 national budget. The focus now is to turn Lae into an industrial hub in the Pacific. Edwin Fidelis takes a look at some of the economic impact projects currently under construction in Lae, which is expected to boost the country's economy.
Morobe's provincial economic growth over the years has not been as big as it is today. Over 2 years, the city that will be the industrial hub of the country is seeing unprecedented growth rate. Lae's economic growth was once driven by internal revenue collected through the goods and services tax and government grant. But in the last 3 years, financial support coming into Lae has been unprecedented, making Lae the industrial hub of Papua New Guinea.
We visited the chambers and the planning board in Morobe were visited by a team from JICA, the Japanese aid organisation, who have been given the job of doing urban development plans for what they call the greater city of Lae, which is Lae including Nadzab, Alahang, etc. So they'll be doing an urban development plan, and we are very hopeful that this urban development plan will set the pace for a proper development in the future to Nadzab and other areas. And this is very, very important if you're going to look at Lae developing into a real commercial entity on its own.
This new port facility, owned by the PNG Port Services, is another inclusion of what would become the main drivers of PNG's economic growth. Apart from the Lae's Tidal Basin project, the PNG Ports has invested in another multi-million kina wharf facility in the Morobe province.
The government needs to think a few years forward, and we are now looking at of course, working on the Lae City roads, the port extension now after the completion of the first phase of the Tidal Basin, which cost the government over 700 billion kina worth of loans from ADB. And then, of course, we're going to spend at least another 200 million or so to extend the second stage, which is going to mean that we have invested over 1 billion kina in Lae City Port alone.
The berth length of the overseas wharf facility was extended by an extra 100 meters from its previous 655 meters, costing more than 1 million kina. It has the capacity to cater to 68 overseas vessels that come into Lae every month. Due to the economic growth in Lae, the wharf facility is expected to become one of the major trade links for PNG with overseas countries. The Prime Minister Peter O'Neill and the State Enterprise Minister Ben Maika, officiated at the opening of the wharf facility last month, said Lae will again be featured prominently in the 2015 national budget.
Next month, in November 18, we are putting down the budget, and in that budget, we are going to put more money for Lae City. Because Lae City is a strategic city. I know I need money in my own electorate in Yalabupangia, but building a big infrastructure in Yalabupangia is not going to save the entire country. I know that. Our people understand that. So that is why investing in cities like Lae and Port Moresby and Mount Hagen and Kokopo is important because we capture a large population.
Cargo volumes have increased at a rate of 7.7% between 2006 and 2011, giving an indication of strong economic growth. According to the PNG Ports Corporation, Lae Port handles 200 million tons of cargoes every month. While the PNG Ports Corporation is looking at reducing congestions and increasing berth space, it is also eyeing the new berth facility as a big revenue driver for the country.
But next year there's no work by finish, so we don't have to do any more work in Port Moresby. We will focus on Ley, Mount Hagen, Kokopo, all the districts throughout the country. So there's la money you may save him lo Mosby, but you may spend him lo Narbala. So me like talk sawe also, me how much through the support block of the land do you mean? All our workers, all our PNG ports guy, excellent job that you have done.
In the next 2 years, Morobe province is expected to operate with a provincial budget of 2 billion kina. Much of the contribution will come from the impact projects currently under construction. The 700 million kina Ley tidal basin will be a significant contributor to the LNG project in the Ella province and the Wafi gold mine in Bulolo. Their supplies will land here first before it's transported inland. The Ley roads upgrade got 200 million kina, transforming Ley from a pothole city to a cement city. The Ley to Najab Highway, 800 million kina, a vital link for traffic coming from Madang and the 7 Highlands provinces. And the upgrade of the Engau Hospital, 1 billion kina, with additional support from the Australian government through the Asylum Centre deal.
Ley City is, of course, a catchment area for many of the other provinces and other population that are traveling in and out of here. It is the industrial city of our country. A lot of businesses are taking place here, a lot of export taking place here. And of course, with the view of the new mine coming along, it is important that we build an infrastructure that is going to see this industrial hub. And I think over the next few years, I don't think it'll take more than 10 years before we have a population of 1 million people in Ley City. Similarly in Port Moresby. So when you have 1 million people, that means that you have to build the services and the infrastructure that is going to serve that community.
The PNG Games this month is viewed as another revenue contributor that will boost Morobe's internal revenue by several millions. Once these projects are completed, Ley will make a significant contribution into PNG's economy. On his numerous visits to Ley, the Prime Minister says the government will pump more money into developing Ley City. We don't know yet how much the national government budgeted for Ley in the 2015 budget, but it's understood the figures will see a significant increase.
Once it is safety reminder to keep your seatbelt securely fastened in case you encounter any unexpected developments with the flight. From the restaurant's trusted, you'll enjoy the service. Once again, thank you, flight with any meeting.
Customer service is the key business scheme for the national flag carrier Air Niugini. This strategy, fully supported by the company's management, headed by Chief Executive Officer Simon Fu, aims to drive the key requirements of customer focus, change and cost. The ground operations and aviation security departments have driven these agendas forward through conferences and workshops with port and airport managers in all 4 regions of Southern New Guinea Islands, Highlands and Momase. In the regional conference in Madang, General Manager Operations and Security Aviation Marco McConnell said it's an avenue, issues, activities and requirements that need to be fully implemented under Air Niugini strategic plans are discussed. It's also an opportunity departmental managers meet with port and airport managers to identify weaknesses and improve performances.
To enhance Air Niugini moving forward, you're looking at customer services, you're looking at on-time performance, you're looking at quality and safety of the airline, financial performance within our ports.
Ongoing training is vital to improve the human resource capacity of the airline company, as the company values passengers, security and safety and flight operations. The introduction of customer service champions has worked with staff undergoing training as key players in maintaining standards, passing on the knowledge and skills to employees within the airline company.
The port manager then have have the appreciation of their own management team assessing their port and giving them some feedback as well, besides general public.
Most New Guinea port and airport managers are effectively achieving the wanted results, showing the drastic improvement of less than 3% of the 10% benchmark of flight delays. McConnell says this indicates consistency and powerful teamwork within the company departments to meet customers' demands.
And the feedback we're getting in terms of the results of our key performance indicators and quality indicators are very reassuring, and we are very grateful for our managers to not only participate but also effectively produce the results that we want.
In the 2014 third quarter, New Guinea Medang scooped again the On-Time Performance Award. New Guinea Medang, a Level A airport facility in Papua New Guinea, was given recognition for its great teamwork. A small but significant ceremony witnessed by New Guinea's departmental heads and Momase Airport and port managers who attended the regional conference in Medang. It was presented last Saturday by New Guinea's General Manager Operations and Security Aviation, Marco McConnell. It was all smiles by the ground operations staff as Mr. McConnell announced the win. He then thanked the team for their consistency.
They intend to do so, they're motivated to do so, and I have no doubt that they will be very strong in challenging and maintaining their win for the last quarter.
Medang's port manager Wewe says it's a big challenge in such a busy province, but it's about planning and management.
And this is the final quarter that we're now going through, and we believe that we will still take this last quarter and we'll maintain the shield for the 2014.
For the New Guinea Medang staff, the award was acknowledged. Herman Jilawe is son of the Load Master, who says flight planning and management is important to on-time performance.
Plan for the flight, so if we plan properly, then flight is always on time, like 30 minutes. So it will try our best to do it as best as we can to achieve the last quarter for New Guinea Medang. We do have overloading aircraft, but through experience, like we can avoid these things to happen. So from upcoming loadmasters, they have to be trained before they start doing this loadmasters job.
Other staff said to maintain their performance.
We're really happy that we've got the first, second and third, and we know that the fourth quarter will still beat the other ports because we're already motivated. We have a good teamwork. We have a dynamic group that we all work together with. We've got our managers that they're always with us, encouraging us, advising us what to do. And I think we will still get the fourth quarter.
First quarter, second quarter, third quarter, like finish. So now this la third quarter. Look me, I still see because depend on teamwork. Me play all the work as a team. But still see me.
The on-time performance is an initiative of New Guinea's Chief Executive Officer Simon Fu to improve the national flag carriers, customer service, and motivate staff in the call of duties within the company.
And that's all we have for you tonight. For more information, be sure to visit MTV online. That's mtv.com.pg/business. Or to join the conversation, follow us on Twitter at BusinessPNG using the hashtag BusinessPNG. Until next week, have a pleasant evening. I'm Leanne Jarari, and this is Business PNG.